What we were learning the other night about the idea of the Jews that don't go to Israel in time, and the end of times, they're going to have to escape to Israel. And that was a big dynamic.
It's a big dynamic. And what, escape from what? Escape from the non-Jew.
Yeah. And so the idea is, Jews are, making a place in Israel. A lot of them maybe have a home in Israel and live here in the States and all of this. But the idea is if they don't live there, if they don't move there now, they will escape to there later.
That's correct.
And you got to hope, just like coming out of Nazi Germany, you got to hope you make it.
You got to hope
because the anti-Semitism is going to be unbelievable. Now Rav Kavanitsky says that the Mashiach, is here now, and so
Mashiach ben Yosef is here now. The question when you say
he's saying that I think if I remember correctly how it is he said that it's Mashiach ben David is here, but it's not.
There's an aspect of Mashiach ben David that exists in Mashiach ben Yosef. However, it's aspect of Yesod, right? Yesod goes to Malchut. As long as you're traveling in Yesod, you may hit the aspect of Malchut, but you're not completely Malchut. In other words, in a fallen state is in a elevated state. We would say an erected state. Erect the falling tabernacle of David. Okay? That's when Yesod is elevated. So, I don't want to get too graphic here, but where we are at is, there's always an aspect of Mashiach ben David within Mashiach ben Yosef, because that's what keeps Mashiach ben Yosef alive. Od Yosef High. Mashiach, Yosef will live, right? However, everything has to be set up for Mashiach ben David. Everything will be set up. That is what Mashiach ben Yosef does. That's what Joseph did in Egypt. Egypt was rectified. He had to learn the 7 sciences. He had to learn the 70 languages. He had to take everything out of Egypt because, see, the word bones is the word etzim. And the word etzim is the same word as science. So, in other words, all the sciences, and, Joseph went to his father and he says, I got the he donkeys and the she donkeys, right? He had captured everything, and he had taken it out of Egypt. The Arab Rav recaptured it, put it back in the Klippa and the Tohu. Here we go again. Okay, but that's part of the process. We are now in the final stages. We are in the footsteps of Mashiach, but we have to always say, which Mashiach? Okay, we are at a point now in our history where it's global, where it is affecting every country in the world, and every country in the world is seeing it. So there's this thing in Torah called the awakening from below, right? And the awakening from below is the awakening of above. What are we seeing in the world right now? The Great Awakening, right? Now, what are they awakening to? They are awakening to all the manipulation and lies of the entire geopolitical world, whether be it the financial industry, the oil and gas industry, the climate change, whatever it is, the entire world, the pharmaceutical industry, the entire world is awakening to the sheker, the lie. And that has to happen first before you can get the actual spiritual awakening. Here's what gets me. The whole world is understanding right now that there is human trafficking, there is human sacrifice, there's this, there's that. There's this quote adrenochrome. There's all these things going on. It's coming out little by little, and it's being suppressed as best as it can be suppressed. But yet, it's okay. Everybody's against human sacrifice, drinking of blood, and eating flesh, but it's okay if it's in your religion. And what do you mean if it's in my religion? That's Satan worship. That's devil worship. Well, what do you do when you go do communion? They don't want to look at that. So there's an awakening on one front, there's a revealing on one front, and there's a concealing on another front. It's not good enough that you're just awake on a front. You need to be awake on every front. And so what's going to happen in the days to come is there's going to be awakening on every front, because it has to happen. The entire earth, the entire world has to see that Hashem is king. And once that happens, now we're stepping into Mashiach ben David. But it's a process. And it's a slow process, because Mashiach ben Yosef is slow. That's called riding on a donkey.
Yeah. That's a dynamic.
That's the
I don't
dynamic.
even know if it's too late for him to come in on the clouds. I mean, we can't make it right soon enough. I mean,
coming in on the clouds is Hasidim, where it comes in easy and swift and easy like a cloud. See, we have two choices. It can come in on a donkey, which is slow, suffering, or it can come in on a cloud. We get a choice. All right? So my rabbi used to tell me, in the end of days, the battle of Gog and Magog will not appear as everybody thinks, with a great war of blood and battle. It will come in clandestine, where many, many, many will die. But it will be in the easiest way possible.
What, an epidemic?
With an epidemic.
And so they're just practicing how to do that now, I guess.
Look at what we're in. And not only that, the whole vaccination thing that's coming out now, it's exposing itself. So we're coming to a point of awakening. And as we get closer, we're going to find out that all fingers point to Israel. Not the Jews, or not Israel, but what's called the mixed multitude. The Erev, Zelensky. Just start naming the names. The secular Jews of the world. Now, that's an aspect of Mashiach ben Yosef. It is no doubt. The whole thing of Ukraine is an aspect of Mashiach ben Yosef. The Gaon of Vilna says, when the great bear reaches Constantinople, Get your Shabbat clothes on. What is Constantinople? Istanbul, Turkey. Do you know how far Istanbul, Turkey is from Ukraine? It's about 100 miles.